What up? This is Slaine from the Coca Nostra, and right now you're rocking with Breaking Records Radio.
Hey yo, it's your boy Monster Man Rocco.
It's your boy Swagger Rock.
This is Snack the Ripper.
You have to go to don't know.
This is Master Ace. You are now rocking with the best. Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records, man.
Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records Radio. Let's go.
Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records Radio. Breaking Records, man. Radio is like the place to be. I fuck strange music, man.
And so to go back to the album as well too, though, you got some really dope features on the album. One thing I wanted to ask about, the songs Can't Stay the Same. Mm-hmm. Is that song I took it as that song is kind of about becoming sober.
No, I think that song is more about changing as you go through these experiences and you go through a lot of difficulties and shit beats you down and fucks you up and you come out the other side of it. You can't stay the same. The same things that I used, the same mentality that I had as a kid that allowed me to survive what I had to survive in an early adulthood to survive what I had to survive. Some of those things ended up not working as I got older. Yeah. And I had to change the way that I am because my values are different. Yeah. You know, what I want out of life and what I value is much different than kind of the broken model that I had when I was younger, where it was just like, get what you gotta get by any means necessary, you know what I'm saying? And like if anybody tries to fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? And that just doesn't work. Like I have different values now, and I'm a father, and I try to be a good dude and a good friend, and I've struggled with like wrath and pride and like making people pay for shit that they do to me and all that, and it just doesn't work for me anymore. So that stuff is like, it's partly about getting sober, but like I said, getting sober to me has nothing to do with the drugs or the alcohol. Like I thought it did in the beginning, but what I realized is I had to change the person I was. So that's what that's about. It's more about, becoming a man. I guess.
I think that's a huge misconception people make too, is that getting clean is just about the drugs or the alcohol, the substance itself, but really it's the substances are a coping mechanism for one thing or another or whatever it may be, right?
Well, it's a lack of coping mechanism.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fake coping mechanism.
It's a symptom. It's a magic bean just to make all the problems go away, but they don't. They get worse. And like I said, you got to change the person you are, and that's why you see a lot of people get sober for a year, like not drinking and doing drugs, but they ultimately go back because they don't change
themselves.
The broken shit that they need to change, and ultimately life becomes too much and you need something to stop making you feel that way. Yeah. And booze and drugs work great for about 6 hours. Yeah. Or, and then you start the cycle again and you spiral deeper down the drain. And I mean, we all know the story. We see it over and over again. But yeah, man. So I mean, I think that song is just about changing. Yeah. And growing up.
And how long have you been sober for now?
5 years and 8 months.
Holy shit, man.
Coming out of 6 years on March 3rd.
Congratulations. Yeah. That's a huge feat. That's a huge feat.
It's always just one day, bro.
Yeah, that is, right? It's one day at a time. Which another perfect reference to the album title as well. And one thing I have seen a lot of growth in you myself, like just as a fan on the outside looking in. Like I remember, I think the first joint I ever heard of yours was Clacks on the Tracks, which phenomenal song, by the way.
Thank you, man.
I love that song, man. I can't even remember what project that's off, but that's
on The White Man is the Devil Volume 2, 2006, almost 15 years ago. I made that song. Yeah.
Who produced that one?
This kid named Germs that I used to work with a lot, and in the early days out in the studio in Worcester that I used to work in with Special Teams, and he produced a few of the tracks on that. But I worked with him a lot.
Yeah, and like since those days, man, like you're an aggressive dude. Like you reminded me of like not so much, more just like personality wise, kind of remind me of like an old school Everlast, like someone I didn't want to get caught in the bar at 2 a.m. with. If they had a little too much to drink, I might get my head knocked off type. But you know what I mean? Yeah. I've seen a lot of growth in you. Over the years, though, like to the man you are now, like humble, cool, chill,
Hey, man, it's adapt or die, really.
Yeah.